Expedition 33 is one of the funnest RPGs I have played in a long time, and part of that is due to the amazing combat against some of the most awesome looking bosses you may ever see. So we here at Direct Gaming have the perfect guide for you on how to take on Chromatic Lancelier. This guide is broken down into 3 parts: a look at our loadout / characters, including what Pictos and Luminous we have, an in-depth look at the boss and how to handle the attacks and how to best deal damage to said boss, then finally a full run of the boss fight sped up a tad to show you how to use everything you have learned in real time. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, this boss you actually don't have to fight right away since it's still pretty early on in the game. When you're in Spring Meadows, follow the main path on screen, but then turn right until you see Mr. Chromatic here in front of you. The boss is not actually going to attack you, so you literally get first strike every single time you attempt this boss fight. If you're doing this early on in the game, like I am, best to be ready with your dodges and parries. If you decide to come back later, I'm sure this boss is going to be a lot easier. But come on, 2 gamers try and try again until we finally win, right? So what should you bring into this battle? Well, since it's pretty early on in the game, we only have Loon and Gustav available. For Gustav, I have Dodger and Burning Shots. For my Pictos, a new skill called Powerful, and our Luminous are basically just the same. It's still super early on in the game, so I have not learned the full extent of the system just yet. For Loon, I have Critical Burn for my Pictos, Healing Light along with Earth Rising for my skills, and of course the Luminous is the same as my Pictos. As for weapons, I didn't have any new ones yet, so starting weapons will have to do for now. Alright, let's get into the fight. Now, since this is a turn-based game, this allows us to really prepare without having to rush into battles or worry about any kind of timer. Right from the beginning, I have Gustav start the battle and use free aim to hit the boss's head. Shooting the head is the obvious weak point right here, and it does a ton of damage to the boss right from the get-go. But with the attached Burning Shot, it gives me a 20% chance to burn the boss. Quick side note here, burn is pretty powerful, especially in the early game, and I've even heard in late game it's pretty good as well, so definitely something to keep an eye on there. From here, I like to build up some of my AP to use more skills going forward in the other turns. So for the first turn, we're going to keep it pretty simple here and use basic attacks. From here though, this is where we got to start dealing with the boss's attacks. As always, check the left side of the screen though to see how often the boss is going to attack. Sometimes it could be 1 time, sometimes it actually might attack you 2 times before you finally get your attacks in. This boss will do one of the 3 following attacks: a slow attack, a normal attack, and a fast attack. I know, very complicated. The text under the boss's health will show you exactly what move is going to happen as it attacks you, so get ready as you see that. If it's a slow attack, the boss will jump towards you and then prepare a thrust attack with its spear and attack you 1 time only. If you are facing this boss early on like we are, 1 hit is basically enough to take you down. If it's a normal attack on the other hand though, the boss will do 2 thrust attacks but a little bit faster. These ones can be a little tricky, especially that second attack. Finally, if it's a fast attack, the boss will do a single thrust just like the slow move. However, it will be a lot faster as it's not going to hold its stance for much longer. Now, I will say here, if you have not gotten the parry system down just yet, you can dodge these attacks no problem. But in reality, this should be your opportunity to really nail down that parry timing window. They allow for big counter damage, and let's be perfectly honest, it's going to help you going forward in the game for more bosses to come. This also can help us out, especially because Loon has fire on her weapon, meaning that we can actually cause burn and rack up even more damage on the boss. From here, in terms of what skills and abilities I like to use against this boss, this is where I actually get to use Gustav's powerful ability, since I'm allowed to increase the attack of my teammate. But if we get all of the perfect timings down with the attack, then it actually gives yourself the attack boost as well. Something else to keep in mind as you're fighting this boss early on in the game is that if you do get hit, you get 1 chance to revive your ally. So make sure you're ready to use that, otherwise it's going to be a bit of a hard battle unless you like fighting one-on-one. Now, when it came to attempting this boss fight myself personally, I took it on about 4 or 5 times. During most of this time, I was able to use skills like Immolation to keep up my burn stacks on the boss. However, in the final time that I was able to take this boss down, it just so happened that I mistimed a lot of my parries with Loon, and well, it was up to Gustav basically. Luckily though, we did have the opportunity to use the overcharge ability with him, because luckily with all the parries and dodging, this gets you up to 10 stacks extremely fast to deal the final blow. However, if you don't mess up your timing with Loon like I did, then you can keep up the burn stacks on the boss as well and finish this one off no problem. Just again, keep in mind though, if you get hit once, you're probably most likely dead. Or you might be down to like maybe 2 health, depending if you get super lucky with the attack being done to you. Overall, this boss isn't actually really that hard and just proves that you can take on a lot of these bosses early on. Even though they might be side bosses or secret bosses, you just got to be really good with the game. This particular side boss right here can actually be really good practice for your parries due to the 3 style of attacks: fast, normal, and slow. So dying here really isn't that big of a deal. Trust me when I say this is going to help you as the game gets harder. Take advantage right now and get used to parrying attacks. Now, here's a full run of the boss fight sped up a tad to show you everything that we did in real time. Don't be afraid to use items to increase your AP, and don't worry if you have to dodge instead of parry. It's okay to practice for right now. As always, learn the attacks and patterns of the boss to make it easier. It's okay because this will take you a couple of tries. If you enjoy the guides, then a like on the video shows us that you enjoy this type of content, and don't forget to check out our other Expedition 33 guides and content, along with our other videos in the top right corner and pinned comment. Thanks for watching the video. I've been Talon with Direct Gaming. I hope you have a great day and week, and I hope to see you all in the next video or our live streams. We enjoy chatting with everyone who stops by. Until next time, though, Johnny.
Let me explode.
Let me help.
Ready to evade. Let's push forward.
Get ready. For those who come after.